the day an alleged hero took his own life, drowning in guilt, unaware that his entire tragedy was a colossal lie. August 5, 1985. For nearly 40 years, newspapers and broadcasts across the globe echoed the exact same tragic tale. Paul Bregman, hailed by the press as the co-pilot who, supposedly, dropped the atomic bomb on Nagasaki. According to this viral legend, the guilt of annihilating tens of thousands of people utterly consumed his soul. With every passing anniversary of the bombing, Bregman sank deeper into a dark depression. Until, on a grim August 5, 1985, crushed by the weight of history, he decided to end his life in his own home. The narrative was poetic and devastating, humanity's remorse embodied in the tragic demise of a single man. But behind the myth of this shattered pilot lurked one massive problem. The entire premise was an absolute lie. Paul Bregman did exist, and he was indeed a brave aviator for the USAF. He was stationed in the blood-soaked Pacific Theater during World War II, and his suicide in 1985 was a very real event, verified by news agencies of the era. However, on the fateful day of August 9, 1945, the day Nagasaki was reduced to ashes, Bregman wasn't even stationed at the Tinian military base, the departure point of the infamous Bockscar bomber. He was garrisoned on the island of Guam, hundreds of miles away from the action. He never took part in the nuclear mission, and he never dropped that bomb. The cold, official records of the Air Force completely shattered the legend, revealing that Bregman was used by the media to construct a martyr that the world desperately wanted to see. How could a completely fabricated detail become an irrefutable historical fact? It all came down to the terrifying power of copy-and-paste journalism. A flawed local obituary was rapidly duplicated by major news agencies. Then international papers splashed it across their front pages without making a single verification call. And ultimately, dozens of history portals enshrined it on the internet. Nobody in 40 years bothered to check the declassified flight logs. Post-war society desperately needed a figure to embody collective guilt. Bregman, already deceased and unable to defend himself, was the perfect victim for this script. A fabricated myth repeated year after year without an ounce of mercy. This story isn't about atomic remorse. It is the story of how collective ignorance and a lack of media rigor forged a false historical truth. A chilling reminder that the greatest myths, sometimes, are born from a simple journalistic error. The guilt of Nagasaki never killed Paul Bregman. It was irresponsible journalism that rewrote his life forever. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments. If history moves you as much as it does us, subscribe and hit the bell icon on. The day changed everything, so you never miss an event that transformed the world.